Hey, welcome to Don't Ask Me to Talk, hosted by yours truly, Stacey Heller, and
me, Eric Ryder.
We're back.
We are back from the dead.
Well, we're back from the, I don't know, sort of dead. I mean, I don't know. I guess we came back to life. Like the whole you only live once. That's
right.
Not true. In our case.
Sometimes you live twice.
Exactly.
Just like that James Bond movie. You only live twice. Remember that?
No.
Oh, well.
I only remember a few James Bond movies. Like, I never really got that into them.
You know, I have never watched a 007 or a James Bond movie from start to finish. I've only seen, like, little snippets here and there.
I think the only one that I've seen the complete one of is Octopussy. I think that came out in the 70s or 80s, and clearly it would have been because I was dragged there by a sibling or my parents.
Roger Moore, I think, was the James Bond at that point. Yes.
And what a name, right?
Right.
Like, man,
even
70s.
As a kid, I'm like, I can't believe they're getting away with this. I love it, but I can't believe it.
Like, what? Right. And I'm like, I even felt a little weird saying the name of the movie now, and I'm 54, and I'm like, woo. Yeah, it was a wild, wild time back then.
I'm sure like 17-year-olds would have had, just relish the fact to tell the ticket taker at the cinema, 2 for Octopussy.
Oh, my gosh.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
Exactly. Yeah. Speaking of wild times, hey, this show is kind of a wild time, right? I mean, we're bringing it back because we always talked about the fact that on this show, we like to talk about random holidays, topics, ideas, whatever comes to mind. We love the opportunity to kind of go down the rabbit holes that we're led to. I think I tend to have the ADHD mind that's like squirrel, and then you have a vast knowledge and like you're willing to go with me. I love that.
We had so much fun the first time around that like in the back of my mind, I've been thinking there's got to be a way that we can bring this back. And we've managed to do it. And I'm so excited that hopefully a few of our listeners have decided to return with us.
I know. And we'll just keep reminding you if you haven't, like, to spread the word and,
tell your friends.
Tell your friends. We're back. Keep in mind, however, if you want to listen to past iterations of the show when the first run came out, you can do that. That's right. It's still there for you to listen to. You can find it wherever you listen to podcasts.
That's right. And, we're going to have to go back and listen to some of these episodes, too, because I think we'll need to follow up on some of the things we talked about. And I've got no memory beyond last week anymore. So I'm definitely going to have to revisit some of those topics because I know we talked about a ton of fun stuff. And like, for instance, we both gave like a list of our favorite movies. And it sure would be interesting to see, has that changed at all?
Yeah.
And also, did we actually see any of each other's picks?
Right, which I suspect that we didn't.
I think I have seen one of your picks.
Do you remember what it was?
It might involve Legos.
Did you finally watch the Lego movie?
I watched the Lego Batman movie.
Did you like it?
I loved it. I thought it was fun. So I'm going to have to watch the straight up Lego movie. Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, Will Arnett, I have to say, but like the Lego movie, so good. Like so good in a way that like, do you remember the movie The Iron Giant?
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
See, we're already like going down rabbit holes and we haven't even like really officially gotten started. Before we get too far off track, I do want to remind our listeners that if they want to connect with us, they can do that by texting or calling us at 475-999-2726.
That's iSky 9 Yap Am.
So
We're still trying to make this free phone number that we have into something catchy that'll stick in people's brains. It's just, when you don't pay for the phone number, you get handed whatever that they've got available for you. So unless you pay to customize it, it's not particularly memorable. But we're going to keep on trying. One of these days, we'll hit on the right combination of consonants and syllables.
Right? I feel like
stick in people's brains.
We need to do that thing that YouTubers do or influencers do where they're like, hey, if we get hit with like X number of like subscribers or listeners or, views or clicks,
right,
then like we'll invest the money in your idea of 1-800-DON'T ASK.
Yes, unless it's already taken, in which case we'll have to come up with something else. Yes.
But in the meantime, you're just going to have to contact us through other means. And we are thinking about putting together an email address that you can send us, because sometimes people don't want to call.
It's 2024. I think we should probably have an email address.
I know, right? Look at us. We're expanding and growing.
You brought up a good point about liking and subscribing, though, because A, people need to subscribe, but B, it really helps if you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And if you give us a 5-star review on Spotify, you don't even have to put a review on Spotify. Mm-hmm. You just click 5 stars. It really helps boost our profile and spreads the word. And that's what we need to keep going.
Yep, totally. Because then we've got big plans, people, big plans. We're going to rule the world. Not really.
Maybe not. But we'll keep making content that hopefully people will enjoy.
Exactly. We're going to edutain the world. How about that?
At least tane.
Okay.
I don't know about edu. We're going to try the tane first.
Perfect. So, hey, we're in May. Want to talk about that?
May. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about that.
May's a pretty good month, I think. We're at the end of spring. We're getting ramped up for summer. That's always exciting.
And April showers brought May
flowers.
Well, depending on where you are, but in theory, it's supposed to bring May flowers. It's also like the
Do you have a favorite flower, by the way?
Well, thank you for asking. I really am a big fan of a daisy. Like a classic white daisy with the sunny middle. The she loves me not, or he loves me, or they love me. Love that. Love how simple it is. I'm also a big fan of a Gerber daisy. I like how they're just like big, happy flowers.
Gerber daisy. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't think I know what a Gerber daisy is.
Yeah, it's the Gerbera, I think, but Gerber. And
all I can think of is the baby food, but.
Right, or the actress model Kaya and daughter of Cindy Crawford.
I don't know what that is, but
I don't know what that is. That's a who, Eric. I don't know who that is.
Right. I know who Cindy Crawford is.
All right. Well, her daughter.
That, but okay. Yeah, these are cute.
Right?
Yeah. Gerbera.
Yeah.
Daisy.
All right. So that one. I picked like 2 things when it came to my wedding. One was my husband and the other was the flowers that the bridesmaids carried. And I picked those.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have a favorite?
I like all flowers. But
so PC of you. Yes. All flowers are created all nice. Equally.
That's right. They're all beautiful. But I like roses, just because the smell. I think roses smell really nice.
I like hyacinths for that reason.
Yeah. I never really thought of it, the question, until I asked you. And so I'm going with roses right now.
I like it.
Call me a basic B if you want.
I know what kind of flowers to get you.
But they smell great.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do. But also try a hyacinth. And I think Lily of the Valley is something that we had them when I was growing up in our yard, and they're beautiful. And they're tiny and they look like little church bells, and like they're just gorgeous. Now, if you want to carry a clutch of Lily of the Valley for your wedding, that's going to cost you. Because those suckers are seasonal, short-lived, and they don't grow in abundance. They're sort of like little sporadic plants.
Yeah. I love the look of tulips, too. I got to give a shout out to tulips, but they let you down in the fragrance department.
They do. And they also let you down when they start to go like, wah, and they get sad and they fall over.
Right.
But there's a trick for that. Like you can put a pin through the base of the tulip, and apparently that will help them stay more upright.
They are short-lived.
They are.
Unfortunately. That's the whole problem with flowers. That's why I never give flowers to people, because I think
Is that the story and you're sticking to it?
Well, no, for real. Because I can't help but think to a week later when they're dying and falling apart
and they smell.
Rotting.
Then they really smell.
And think, they're thinking, oh, the great gift, Eric.
Well, that's why my mom is a huge fan of flowers, but I give her flowering plants. So then,
I like that idea.
Right? And a great flowering plant to give is a Christmas cactus, because it's low maintenance. It blooms at times that normally plants aren't blooming, which is usually in the winter months. It's really pretty. And, it's kind of a random, like, unexpected plant.
It's so random.
So random. Speaking of random, so now that we've been talking about how it's May, it's gonna be May.
It's already May.
Well, yes, but the whole NSYNC meme thing, because of how Justin Timberlake sang that song, it's gonna be me. But sounds like it's gonna be May.
Right.
Yeah. It's a thing. I wasn't really an NSYNC fan. Okay, there I
Me
said
neither.
it. Right? Are you a boy band kind of a guy?
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
I mean, it's a shame because I think the Beatles, you could technically argue, were like a boy band, but I'm like,
No.
but they were not.
they were boys. I guess there's that,
Right.
They were males.
But they weren't like put together by a producer.
They played instruments. They wrote songs. They were just a band.
They were not attached by puppet
They
strings.
weren't manufactured. You can make an argument that the Monkees were manufactured.
Yes.
But the Monkees also had better songs than most of the boy bands. And they were all individually talented people that were cast in a TV show.
Right.
And it just so happened that was such a winning formula that they decided to put out records as well, and it worked out.
It did work out. Yeah. And shout out to Neil Diamond for writing a Monkees song, or a song that was sung by the Monkees.
Yeah. A lot of amazing songwriters wrote for the Monkees.
I know, good stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that Mike Nesmith.
That's right.
Isn't it true that like his mother was like an inventor or something and made like all kinds of office type things like whiteout?
That's right.
Like, and then it sort of veered into a whole bunch of other things that they made.
Yeah. Was it whiteout or liquid paper? It's the same thing, but I can't remember
I don't
which
remember.
particular brand is associated with her. But yeah, did you know he wrote the song Different Drum that Linda Ronstadt recorded and was such a massive hit?
Really?
Yeah.
Look at that, Mike.
Talented dude.
Who knew? He was the one that wore the beanie cap, right?
That's right.
Gosh, I'm showing my age.
We haven't talked about anything of substance yet, but it's already time for our first break here.
Perfect timing.
Don't Ask Me to Talk.
I love it. All right. We'll be back, and we'll actually have something probably to talk about. But in the meantime, keep listening. It's worth it.
Have you ever considered working with an image consultant or stylist, but were worried about what the experience would be like? If that sounds like you, then Michael Bruce Image Consulting is here to help. They've worked with thousands of people, and many of those individuals have shared their experiences by way of style stories. Go to michaelbruceimageconsulting.com/style stories and check out what their delighted clients have to say about their experiences.
Hey, welcome back to Don't Ask Me to Talk with your hosts, Stacy and
Eric.
Here we are. I feel like I need to let people know, Don't Ask Me to Talk. Sometimes we refer to it as Damped.
That's right.
With a T. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you hear us say damned, that's what that is. Okay. So
TAMTT.
right, an acronym.
Yeah, we're not just saying that we're soggy.
No, we're not. Nothing soggy about
We've
this.
dried all the flop sweat off from the first segment, and now we're feeling arid, like that deodorant from the 70s.
Oh my gosh.
They still make that?
I don't know, but do you remember Ban?
Oh,
That
yeah.
one? I still know the jingle. Ban and sportswear, ban and dress wear, ban with everything from cotton to cashmere. If you care, you'll bother. Don't wear one without the other.
By Menon.
Right? Like jingles back.
That's what I remember.
Like jingles back in the 70s, like between the movies and the jingles, like the whole thing. Good times. Good times. Okay, May. Something else I want to bring up about May. Because I'm a masochist, question mark. It is National Physical Fitness Month, which made me think of the physical fitness test that you had to take in
the
school.
presidential
Yes.
fitness test?
Did you have to? You had to take that?
Yeah.
Do they still have to do that?
I have no idea.
We'll have to look that up. But I remember that it was like, it's the physical fitness test day. And having to do pull-ups, I don't think I could complete one pull-up then. I know I can't complete one pull-up now. I could probably distract the tester to like look away and pretend that I did it. But that was just the worst. And like the kids who were either, gifted athletically or actually made an effort and cared or were competitive, it was like their time to shine. And then like for me at least, and the rest of people like me, we were like, whatever. I know I'm going to get picked last in kickball anyway. This just confirms it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's the worst. Yeah.
Right. PE was the worst.
PE, PU.
That's right.
Like, and for all of you that loved
Literally.
it,
Yes.
like, I just want you to know, good for you. That's awesome. And also, it wasn't great for everybody.
No.
It's the worst. May holidays. So here we are at the beginning of May. I had to bring up Mother.
And we should remind people that part of the show was always shining a little light on ridiculous made-up holidays that all the marketers of the world have come up with. Not your standard holidays
Right.
like Easter, although, of course, we acknowledge all the, very well celebrated and known holidays.
Of course.
There's some little known holidays that people may not be celebrating maybe as much as they should.
Right. Like on May 1st, you could celebrate the fact that it's May Day, or you could celebrate the fact that it is, say, Mother Goose Day. Like, who doesn't want to celebrate Mother Goose Day?
Did you have that book as a kid? Because I certainly did.
Of course.
Like the Mother Goose Reader.
Yeah.
That
With all
had-
the nursery rhymes, Georgie
Yeah.
Porgy, Pudding and Pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When all the
Right.
girls came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away.
There you go.
Again, 70s were a wild time with Georgie Porgy going rogue.
Did yours have the black and white check
Yeah.
on the cover? Yeah, same. I had the same version.
Look at that. And the thing that I never quite understood is I'm like, so wait, Mother Goose was a goose, but an author as well?
She's a talented goose.
And kind of a silly goose, I might add. Yeah, so that's one day that is ridiculous. And, we always referred to them as the ridiculous high holidays. The other one that is like sort of like the it's gonna be May meme is the Star Wars Day on May 4th, because of course, May the 4th be with you.
That's right.
Like that's become like a whole thing.
Absolutely. That is one of the, if someone out there is really cheering on puns, this has got to be one of the greatest triumphs
Like
of their career, of their
Right?
hobby of loving puns. Because, May the 4th, it barely works, but boy, has it taken off.
it totally has taken off. And I'm like, and that person that like said it and then somebody commandeered it, like, so much for what do you call it, residuals or whatever that you get.
Right.
I also love the days.
There's no residuals with memes.
Yeah, no. Totally.
Sorry, folks. If you're spending your time making memes, hoping that you're going to cash in one day on.
Yeah.
Remember those
NFTs?
Yeah, NFTs. Yeah, you can sell
Right?
the NFT of your original meme with copyrighted material that you've incorporated into a half-assed joke.
Right.
And then someday you're going to be
Your ship will
raking
come
in the
in.
dough.
Oh, yeah.
But that does remind me of, remember when this used to be a common thing you'd see on social media, that like Bill Gates was going to give $1 million to, the whoever likes this,
Yes.
and shares it with 100 people or whatever. Yeah, no, that never happened.
No.
Nobody ever got $1 million.
No, I have heard from a lot of Nigerian princes, though.
Right.
But that feels like a whole separate thing.
Yes.
But you gotta love the creativity of the folks. So there's a site that you can go to, which is called nationaltoday.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it has all the legit holidays that, that people celebrate, as you mentioned, like, Easter or Passover or, whatever. But then it has like Beer Pong Day and Dave Brubeck Day. Now, the thing is, you too could get a holiday made. You just have to spend the money on it. And, you go into this site and it will show you like, okay, it's National Tuba Day and special interest. It's on May 3rd. And it honors musicians worldwide who struggle with the weight and size of their large instruments. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? And you don't have to, because you can just go to nationaldaytoday.com and find it. And somebody paid money for this to be a holiday.
I'm using all my restraint to
I know.
not talk about.
I know. I led you to that, and you're welcome. So anyway, so we kind of love doing the holiday thing because it lends itself to the ridiculous. All right, and then birthdays in May. I listed a whole bunch, but the one specifically that I have to acknowledge is May 1st, not just because it's my son Will's birthday. Yeah. Who cares? It is Kate Smith's birthday. Born in 1907, she sang God Bless America, and she is my spirit animal when it comes to my singing voice, because really, that's who I sound like with a little Ethel Merman thrown in for good measure.
Wow. I don't think I know anything about Kate Smith. I'll have to look her up.
Well, I don't know if she wrote God Bless America or if she just sang it. But
somebody wrote God Bless America.
Somebody had to.
Yeah.
Mother Goose. It was maybe Mother Goose. I don't know. And then
she was referred to as the First Lady of Radio. So, yeah, she's well known for her renditions of God Bless America and When the Moon Comes Over the Mountain. She became known as the Songbird of the South because of her tremendous popularity during World War II.
Look at that.
Interesting.
Right? And they still play recordings of her singing God Bless America at like sporting events and stuff with her very distinct God, like that start out like that. Yeah, you're welcome, everybody. You're awake now, aren't you? Oh, here we go.
Written by Berlin.
Oh, Irving Berlin.
Yeah.
That's right. See, there it is. I mean, hey, fun fact. My grandfather went to rehab with Irving Berlin.
Interesting.
Yeah, they went to, you're not supposed to say these things because, of course, it's like AA, but they went to a place in Connecticut to dry out. Didn't work for either of them at the time, but hey, that's just a fun fact to throw out there.
He had a different kind of white Christmas.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Well, I speaking of facts about Irving Berlin,
the estate of Irving Berlin. That was just a joke.
Exactly. Please don't hurt us.
Sue, yes.
But as a man of Jewish faith, he didn't know much about Christmas, and he was tasked with writing a song about Christmas for, I think, the movie Holiday Inn. And so what he did know is that people wrote Christmas cards. And so he had very limited knowledge. And so now you have him singing about dreaming of a white Christmas and blah, 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 blah. And he seemed to have really hit a chord with people.
Absolutely.
Look at that, Irving.
Boy, and a lot of singers had birthdays in May. Bing Crosby, and I live in Tacoma, and Bing Crosby was born in Tacoma. I actually been to the house where
Really?
he was born. Yeah.
Been to the house that Bing built.
Well, that he was born in. He didn't build it.
And he went to Gonzaga, I think.
That's right. Yeah,
that's
I think
where
he was raised
Annie went.
mostly in Spokane.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Apparently, in spite of his good boy persona, he was kind of a philanderer.
Oh, and also, according to his kids,
Abusive.
Yeah, abusive. So
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily
Yep.
holding him up as a hero of morality or whatever, but
Right.
an amazing singer and probably like the first superstar, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because he
for
was
sure.
huge in the movies, and White Christmas was like the best-selling single of all time for ever
Huge.
and ever. So,
And he
yeah,
did the Little Drummer Boy with David Bowie,
that's right.
which I loved that. And yeah, look at that Bing Crosby trying to stay relevant, putting up with that crazy hippie kid, David Bowie.
Right or wrong, I sing. Remember the intro?
Yes.
Okay. So, but Leslie Gore, of course, You Don't Own Me,
Right?
a massive hit, and
You don't own me.
Judy's Turn to Cry, and and that record produced by Quincy Jones, who spent some
Really?
time in Seattle. So Northwest connections here.
Look at that. Is Pete Seeger Night Moves, or is that Bob Seeger?
That's Bob Seger.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pete Seeger was a
Folk
famous
singer, right?
folk singer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
big in the 60s. James Brown, Engelbert Humperdinck, Frankie Valli, Christopher Cross, Winona Judd,
Jewel,
Jewel.
who's supposedly now dating, what's his name? Kevin Costner.
All right.
Yeah, see? Not only do we give you random facts, but
Plus
we
the hot
also
goss.
give you hot goss.
That's right. Wow. And a lot of great actors as well. But boy, we could just spend the whole show. Oh, Adele.
I know,
That's
Adele.
what they do. So,
Adele on May 5th.
yeah.
Like, I
We-
mean,
We may have to get into more of these as the month goes on.
yeah, there's so many. I only picked some for the first few days because, by the
Right.
way, we're no one trick pony. We're going to be back, and there's more birthdays. Okay, so not only do we talk about on the show random holidays that are associated with when the show's airing, but we also pick a topic. And
Yes.
during our teaser, we picked a topic, which was TV.
That's right. And we're going to talk about that when we come back. So stay tuned for Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Perfect. Do you get in your own way when it comes to your business? Look, we all get in our own heads sometimes. Maybe you need a new perspective. I'm a creative who connects people with ideas, potential, and most importantly, their people. Whether through my consulting sessions or content creation and design, I help clients get out of their heads and back to business. My client Pete Connolly sums it up best when he said, "I can't think of another professional who brings as wide an offering of insights and resources with as much humor and heart as Stacey does." Connect with me, Stacey Heller, at StaceyConnects.com. Hey, welcome back to the show. You are listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacey Heller and Eric Ryder.
That's me.
So I mentioned that in our teaser, we picked what we were going to be talking about. For those of you that are new to the show, we have this Wheel o' Topics that at the end of every show, we pick a random topic that we will talk about in the next show. And the topic that we landed on last time was
and not
TV.
Not on the final episode of the show from a while back.
Right.
But on the teaser episode that is available in your podcast feed now, and highly recommend checking that out because we had a lot of fun on that one. So, but yeah, we picked what our first topic would be for the show, and it was television.
And
People still watch it, believe it or not.
we decided that, I know, right? So this is what we're talking about. We were like, okay, so we could have the topic, but there's like so many different angles that you can take. So, like it would be one way is like, hey, what are you watching on TV now? And then another question would be like, is there like real TV? Like, are you talking network TV? Are you talking about like the box that is technically a television? Like, or could it be anything that is like entertainment? Because TV has changed a lot, and I feel like I am about like 105 and I'm about to yell at somebody to get off my lawn because I'm like, I remember when I watched TV, I had to wait each week and like, wait for the next episode, or there were commercials and, that kind of thing. So times have changed.
I had black and white TV until I was 16, I think, 17 maybe. So that's not how old I am. That's how poor I was. Because they had color TVs my whole life, but we couldn't afford one until I was a teenager.
Well, but you bring up a good point. Like, my mom is 84. Now, 84, it's not old anymore. It's not young. But in her 84 years of life, she went from it being like radio-focused entertainment, right? Where everybody gathered around the radio for their series that they would follow, to then having TVs that were these giant TVs with a big tube in the back in black and white, then moving into color.
Those things were heavy too.
So heavy. And, and now there's like, they're super, super thin and, the whole thing. So things have changed.
People look back on the good old days, but they don't appreciate the good things that we have now. And I got to say, TVs are better than they've ever been.
TVs, like as equipment, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like we don't have like...
And the quality of the programming, I think, too.
Yes. But like as far as the TV piece goes, like we got one that is a frame TV. It's by Samsung, not a sponsor. Would be happy to be sponsored by them, though. We have 2 frame TVs, one for our house here, one for our lake house. And you can get a frame around it.
Okay.
And so when the TV's not on,
I've seen these.
They're awesome. When the TV isn't on, you can actually have artwork that's there, that's on. And so instead of it being this, big black hole that's like above your fireplace or in some part of your home, you can have it match your aesthetic, or you can match the seasons or like whatever. So I'm constantly changing the artwork on both frame TVs to kind of match my mood. And the frame that you can put around, it could be like white or wood or metal or whatever you want.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're really cool. So what was your take, or what is your take on the TV convo?
Yeah, well, I think we need to first ask each other, what are we currently watching as of the early chunk of May 2024?
Yes.
Is there a show? Are there shows that you watch every week? Every night even, maybe?
So here's the thing, and I think we've talked about this in older episodes. I'm not a huge TV watcher. I will tend to watch things on YouTube like the next day. Like I think about like SNL or something, right?
But you watch them on a TV probably.
I watch them on my phone. I watch them on my phone.
On your phone. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Or I'll watch them off of my my laptop. And so I rarely...
You can watch those on your TV though, right?
I do.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Eric.
Because it is a better experience.
When you've been married to, say, my spouse for 33 years, they tend to be navigating the television, and he's watching typically like sports and like ESPN and that kind of thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And so he's such a sports follower that evenings are spent that. I don't watch any daytime television. And so I'll be in the other room. Now, that said, Pete will watch, I'm like making him sound like he's some villain. Pete will watch a show, and like when he watched Yellowstone a while back when it came out, and I'd be listening to it from the other room, and I'd be like, what happened to her? Like, who beat her up now? And he's like, are you watching this? And I'm like, I don't need to. I can just listen. So there's not a lot.
So really, ideally, you would go back to the days of the radio.
Of serial radio programs.
The radio drama.
Like, honestly, kind of, because I'm in the other room. Now.
What are you doing in the other room? There's not space on the couch?
No, there's totally space on the
You
couch.
just don't want to be near your husband.
Here's the deal. Again, 33 years of marriage. We are like embarking on potentially a business venture together.
Sure.
He works from home. I work from home. The kids are gone. That's a lot of time together. So I'm in the other room watching my videos that I'm watching, or I'm playing a game, or I'm reading a book, or I'm doing something else. And I'm also, thank you, ADHD, simultaneously listening to what he's watching so that I can ask questions that completely catch him unprepared. And he's like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
All right.
But
fair
I will
enough.
tell you that what I have not watched and what I really want to watch is The Bear. Have you watched The Bear?
I haven't watched it yet. I hear it's good.
I've heard it's really good.
It's on Hulu.
And
Yeah.
and that's the other thing. I listened to an episode, not even a full episode, of the podcast Literally with Rob Lowe. Not a fan. Seems like a great guy. He's been around forever, knows everybody. And yet, I don't know, just didn't love the conversation. But what was interesting is in the episode that I listened to, he was talking about network TV versus like streaming and that kind of thing. And I guess he's on some show called Lone Star or something that's on network TV. And it's like, you know, you think about the areas of where shows are big or streaming. So the things that you hear about on social media, or if you're talking to your friends, are not necessarily network TV. But meanwhile, certain parts of the country, like everybody's talking about Lone Star. And like everybody knows about Lone Star, right?
Like Yellowstone and
Right.
all its spin-offs turned out to be huge shows, but
Exactly.
I've never seen one episode.
Yeah. Well, I've listened to several.
Right.
But, you know, so that's an interesting thing, too. Like back in the day, TV was just network TV. Now it's like there's limited edition series. And like, you know, I also want to watch Palm Royale with Kristen Wiig, and it has Carol Burnett in it, and talk about like a grand dame of like television, right? The fact that Carol Burnett is in this show, Palm Royale.
I think that might be an Apple TV series.
I think it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, like once upon a time, you got like 5 stations. It was like 2, 4, 7, 11, 9, and 11 or something. And now you have to have that many or more streaming services.
Right. Right. And I don't subscribe to all the streaming services. So when people tell me about shows on Apple TV, I'm like, yep, don't get that one.
Right. It's probably good, but,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, one of these days I'll do a free trial and I'll have like 1,500 hours of TV to binge before my week of free programming ends, or month or whatever.
Hey, babe, we need to take a week off so that I can watch all these shows.
That's right. So I can finally. Oh, remember that show you told me about 5 years ago? Well, I watched it last night. Let's talk about it now.
Right. Exactly. And
They're
people are like, I don't even
I'm
remember.
on to whatever.
Right. So do you watch TV every night then?
I do.
And so are you watching like what's on a network TV, streaming? Like what do you?
Streaming.
Okay.
We do all streaming, but yeah, I'll check out probably half of the Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Oh, yeah.
I'll check out the Daily Show when that's on, and I'll check out some of After Midnight now, which is a fun show.
Oh, it's with what's
Taylor
her name?
Tomlinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really good.
She is really good.
The problem with that show is that it was a half-hour program that was on Comedy Central several years back that they've adapted to replace the Late Late Show, and it really should still be a half hour. It needs something else to fill it out. I feel like they're really stretching it to make it that full, probably only 43 minutes or
Yeah.
so.
We've got ideas.
Yeah, give me a call.
Yeah. Hey, Taylor, we got you, girl. Don't worry about it.
I love her. I think she's brilliant. Generally speaking, the contestants, it's a fake game show,
Right.
Are pretty great. But it just feels like it's really being stretched thin by the end of the episode. So I feel like if they could incorporate some other bits of traditional talk shows in there, like maybe bring out a band or actually have some of the comedians that are on there as contestants just do straight
Yeah.
stand-up.
Like, give us a
would be
tight
great.
5.
Yeah.
Like, and, look at me sounding like I know what I'm talking about. Like, hey, give me a tight 5. Speaking of the presidential fitness, I will have to watch that. So, but a lot of those are not, like, a lot of those are like talk show type fare versus like,
but they're on like 5 days a week or 4 days a
Right.
week.
but you're not watching like Young Sheldon.
No, I don't watch. I don't watch sitcoms usually.
Yeah, but I mean, it's weird, right? Like, from how you and I grew up,
Right.
right? Where it was like,
Oh yeah, as a kid, Alf was appointment viewing for me.
really?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. I think I'm like just a little bit older than you, or maybe my parents didn't let me like have the TV to watch Alf, that I watched it. I don't remember it. I definitely think my dad
You know what
dictated
Alf is though,
Yes.
right? Right. Okay.
alien life form.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It was.
Oi. Like he had like the yeah.
Yes. It was like Borscht Belt humor.
Yes.
In
it was
in
funny.
an alien puppet. Yes. It was fun. I don't think I would like it now because it's got all those trappings of like a traditional sitcom that I just can't stand anymore, like laugh track,
Right.
or a live studio audience laughing along.
Right.
And for some reason, if that's on a talk show or even SNL, that works great. But if it's on a series, it just drives me nuts.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like how songs used to end like either like a fade out or like a total just like ending. Like generationally, you can tell, like I have Sirius radio in the car and I can tell if it's a song from like, if I'm listening to like, 70s on 7, I can tell if it's early 70s or late 70s.
Right.
And like based because there's shifts that happen. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely, I don't watch any of those kinds of shows anymore, and everything seems to be for this new hungry culture of I want to binge, I want to watch everything kind of at once, wait until it ends and then watch the whole thing or multiple seasons and that kind of thing. There's no more of that like, must-see TV that you're willing to wait for.
Yeah, I think there's shows that become hits, but so everything is so limited. Like I was like looking at like some network shows, from before. Like for instance, there's a podcast that I listened to that is a satire of TV recap podcasts. It's called Bonanza.
Bonanza?
No, it's called Bonanas for Bonanza. And they recap an episode of Bonanza, excuse me, having trouble talking, but it is very funny. But they're always like, we only have 450 episodes of Bonanza left,
Right.
to recap.
Like,
And it's amazing, like how many episodes of shows that they used to do back then for a series, and now it's like everything is limited series, so it's like you get 12
6,
episodes,
8,
maybe 6.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think like from Will and Grace, like Sean Hayes and what's his name? Whatever his name is, Will. They have a show now where they like are watching and reacting to the episodes. Like it's like going back to old TV. And I will say one of the shows that I do watch all the time on YouTube is Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I'm especially obsessed with the sound effects ones where they get the audience members to do the sound effects for their bits. And I'm like, this is just comedy gold. But I guess you and I are similar in that, it tends to be not really the sitcom type stuff or the
Right.
soaps that I'm into or the serials in the same way that other people are into.
Well, my other question was going to be, is there any shows that you're binging? And I think I know the answer to this, but we're going to find out for sure when we come back. So
All right.
stay tuned for Don't Ask Me to Talk, Tunes Into TV.
Have you ever considered working with an image consultant or stylist, but were worried about what the experience would be like? If that sounds like you, then Michael Bruce Image Consulting is here to help. They've worked with thousands of people, and many of those individuals have shared their experiences by way of style stories. Go to michaelbruceimageconsulting.com/style stories and check out what their delighted clients have to say about their experiences.
We're back, and you're listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacy and Eric.
And we are talking television today. And before the break, I was asking if there's any shows that you're binging. And it sounds like you're only binging by listening in on what your husband is watching.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
This is wild to me.
I know I'm an anomaly in that way. And I'm in a friend text thread with 6 other gals, and they're all talking about all the different shows that they watch and, what they love. And they're all like really current on it. And, some of it is like smart. Some of it is smutty. Like it runs the gamut, right? Like you want it to. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm really good at being diverted, but it's almost like an immersive experience. Like a movie is better suited to me, or a book where I can shut everything out. But somehow TV, like there's just still things around me that are calling to me, and I can't fully just like enjoy.
Wow. Well, maybe it's something you need to train yourself on again.
Maybe I need to go to a therapist.
Well, there's that.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea growing up that binging was going to be like the thing that
Like
I
a
would
good
love
thing.
about TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now that you can watch a whole series like 10 years after it aired and don't have to wait for a year in between for the next season to drop. It's such a nice feeling. Like I started watching Justified like a month ago.
Justified. What is it about?
It's got Timothy Olyphant. He plays a U.S. Marshal in Kentucky.
Okay.
And it's got Walter Goggins, who's great. And both of them are just brilliant actors. So I was always in the back of my mind, I'll have to check out this show eventually. I'll have to check it out. And then I saw it. It's on Hulu, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. First episode didn't really do it for me. Second episode didn't. But I thought there must be something to this. There's
Right.
6 seasons of this. It's got actors
Surely
I really
it's got
like.
something.
Yeah. So I stuck with it, and here I am on season 6 now. And, just a few episodes to go, but I really got into it. And enjoying it. I'm not saying it's the best TV that's available. I'm not saying this
Right.
is
But
like,
it's what you're
but
watching
it
now.
held my attention, and it's fun. And it's also interesting to see, like, this would have been the mid noughties, I think, was when this show was on. So it's fascinating to see already, like, the change in technology and just even like the pacing of TV since from then to now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I recently saw the last episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know if you're a
never
fan of
watched
Larry
that.
David, but
He's funny, and I
Yeah.
know the premise. It's one of these things where, like, when you feel like you're so far behind the curveball that, like,
well, now you can do what I did with Justified, is you can go and you
That's
can,
true.
because his show really, Curb Your Enthusiasm, there was years when it wasn't on. It's been on since like 2000. So and they did 12 seasons. So
Yep.
you can, work that math out. There was definite years in between seasons. And so that waiting, always was lame. But now you can watch them all back to back and enjoy it.
That's true.
It's a very funny show. And if you're a fan of Seinfeld, then it's especially rewarding because, he was the co-creator of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And one of the main writers for the first 8 seasons, I think. So there's a lot of payoff there if you're a fan of, Seinfeld, and especially with this final episode, which I won't spoil, but there is some huge connections.
Are
to
they
the
all in
Seinfeld.
jail?
Well, there is some huge connections
Okay.
between the Seinfeld finale and the Curb Your Enthusiasm
All
finale.
right, now
so
I'm intrigued.
it's
now,
well worth watching.
I will ask you, you know how Arrested Development, like fans kind of insisted to come back and it came back for a couple of seasons?
Yeah, and unfortunately, it just
It
didn't.
wasn't as good.
No, it wasn't.
So with Curb Your Enthusiasm, even though there were times that it was like off, it consistently has been good.
Yeah,
Okay.
every time it came back, it was still great. You know,
Okay.
there was some patchy seasons, but overall, it was very good. Yeah.
All right, well, that's good to know. Speaking of Jerry Seinfeld, he's got a new movie coming out about the story of Pop-Tarts or something. Like
Oh,
a
that's
funny,
right.
Like, you know, like Pop-Tarts, the movie or something, which is all based on a bit that he did in his stand-up act.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer to it, and it looks like it is kind of the story of Pop-Tarts. Like from,
But it's-
yeah.
Like, it's almost like a Wes Anderson, like ridiculous, like mixed with
Right.
Jerry Seinfeld.
And there's
version.
been a ton of these movies. We'll have to talk about this when we hit the movies episode.
Hopefully we land on that.
But yeah, there's been a ton of these like corporate story movies lately, which I'm not sure how I feel about. But I gotta say, I did watch the Blackberry one, and that was a surprisingly good movie. So
Interesting.
I don't know that I need to see the Flamin' Hot Cheetos story or the Pop-Tart story, to be honest.
Well,
but
this one looks ridiculous.
it does, but still.
Yeah.
But the Blackberry one I can recommend.
All right. See, there's so much more that we have to unpack. All right.
Absolutely. And we're pretty much out of time.
Of course
but
we are.
Any other shows that it doesn't have to be recent because, this sounds like a more of a recent turn of events with the things happening in your life.
Yep.
Anything since we last talked about television that you've enjoyed, like a series at all?
Honestly, I just have been going back and revisiting old shows. And, the thing that we're so good at doing here, that I'm so good at doing, is going down a rabbit hole. And so I've been checking out old comedy series like The Carol Burnett Show, and like watching like The Master Tim Conway, and watching Harvey Korman, which I know I'm aging myself. And you know what? Honestly, I don't give a damn.
No, I
Because
think that's great.
they're so good.
A few years back, I went and watched all of the Twilight Zone episodes.
Yep.
And those are still surprisingly strong after all this time.
Yep. So, so if you can't find anything to watch on television that's new, like just go back to like what was your feel good TV and watch that.
That's the wonderful thing about streaming now, is that you've got access to pretty much everything that was ever made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you
it's
don't
great.
have to watch just like Dodo puppy videos all the time.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So there you go.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to.
No shame. All right. Let's find out what we're going to be talking about next week.
Let's do
on
it.
Don't Ask Me to Talk. We're talking health.
Health.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
that's probably healthy for us.
It maybe is. This may spur some changes in our lifestyles that we probably both need.
Maybe. And
Right.
again, we have committed to each kind of having like where we go with it. Could be physical, could be mental, could be anything, right?
That's right.
So who knows what angle we're going to come to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in the meantime, hey everybody, thanks for listening to Don't Ask Me to Talk with Stacy and
Eric, and we'll be back next week with a brand new edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk, talking health.
Oof. All right.